Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Rock Bottom Airsoft. It's good to see you again. If this is your first time here, then it is good to see you, and I hope you're going to stick around. Okay, well, welcome to our weekend video. We're going to have a look at a new replica today. This one isn't brand new to me, but I don't think we've looked at it on the channel before, so I thought we'd have a look at it today. And we're going to keep up with our race gun inspired theme, and as you probably know, as usual from the thumbnail, it's another race gun inspired replica, and this one is a little bit more on the affordable side, you could class it as, if you're looking for something that looks a bit more lury, maybe a little bit more race gun inspired as we mentioned, rather than a more utilitarian military looking replica. So if you follow the channel, you probably know last video we did at a weekend video was having a look at the Jag Arms Combat Master, the fully licensed TTI Combat Master, which is a race inspired replica. So I thought we'd have a look at this one, and this is a Vorsk EU17 solid slide with BDS as they put it, so little red dot sight on there. This one is mine. I am going to be completely honest with you. I've had this one for a little while. I've used it for targets and a bit of practice, but I haven't used it in a skirmish game yet. Not sure why not. I just never have. Those of you who follow the channel will probably know I have my favourites that I tend to use in the field more than anything else. Not for any particular reason, just I really like replica gas blowback pistols. Well, all replicas, as you follow the channel will know, but do I think for collecting these G series pistols, and that is what this is. It's based on a G series pistol. So it's basically a G17 that's been pimped up a bit, if you like. So before we go into it in any great detail, I think we'll do what we always do, and we'll have a quick look round the replica, and then you can see what you think, see if it's something that you think looks nice. I think it looks nice, and we'll go from there. Okay then, bear with me. Okay guys, so there you go, we've had a look around it. I don't know what you think, but I think it's a pretty good looking replica. I think it definitely looks the part, it looks high quality. Now that gets us on to the first thing that we'll look at, is how much one of these is. Obviously I've said it's more of an affordable, pre-upgraded if you like, race inspired, practical shooting type pistol replica. Now normally you're paying a bit more money for that kind of thing. You'll know yourself if you've seen any of the upgraded high cappers and things like that people have upgraded themselves with upgraded parts internally and externally. This one, not so much internally, but I mean we'll get on to that. But you'll be looking at quite an expensive proposition. Now this particular replica, you can get it with the red dot sight. You can get it for around about 132 British pounds. Now without the red dot sight, it's only around about 115 pounds, British pounds. So I'm sure you can agree that that's reasonably affordable for having, you know, some of the features that we're going to get into on this pistol, compared to a standard pistol, let's say. But, you know, really, is it worth it is the question you're going to have there for the money you're paying. So 115 British pounds without the red dot sight, 132 British pounds roughly with the red sight. Lots of different suppliers do them. One problem I did have for you guys watching over in the United States, and perhaps in other countries as well, is I have struggled to find, as with a lot of Nuprol products, supply of these for yourselves in the United States. So if any of you guys that watch over in the States know a supplier that supplies these or has one and has an idea of how much you'd be looking at or where you can get one from, indeed, because I'm afraid my Google skills fell down on that one. I couldn't find one available in the States. Then let me know in the comments. Share that with everybody else. It might help people out. But as I say, I couldn't find one, unfortunately. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sure you'll be able to order from here in the UK, but obviously they'll have to allow for postage charges and things like that on the top. So those are the current UK prices that I could find for suppliers that had one of these in stock. So what do you get for your money? Well, obviously you don't get this case. This is one of my cases. Again, I keep most of my replicas in one of these hard cases. However, it does come in good packaging. Comes in a nicely graphicked cardboard box with a glossy sleeve over the top, saying that it's a Vorsk basically. And those of you who will know, you can get the Raven series from Nuprol, and this is the Vorsk series that is also from Nuprol. And I think the idea is that the Vorsk series is supposed to be more of an upmarket, shall we say, version of the Ravens. Higher quality, higher spec, better shooting, better looking, better quality components, that kind of thing. That's what they're marketing for with the Vorsk pistols. Effectively, the Raven pistols would be the budget end of Nuprol's pistol range. So that is reflected in the packaging. So if you do get one of these, it is very nicely packaged in foam with glossy outside materials, a glossy instruction manual, the full business. So the packaging, you don't have to worry about. You don't get an hard case like this, but you do get good packaging. Now, you'll also get a magazine, which we can see here. The magazine has an extended base plate, like most race-inspired replicas. The magazine that will be included with your replica is green gas. The magazine holds around about 22 BBs or thereabouts. Pretty much a standard Raven magazine. They do sell them as Vorsk magazines. Whether they're upgraded over the Raven G series magazines, apart from this extended base plate, I couldn't honestly say. But what I can tell you is that this magazine did not leak. And a lot of my Raven magazines, when I've tried them out, have at some point, or from the day I've bought them, developed a leak. However, this magazine, as with a lot of Raven magazines, has chipped and scratched just by putting it in and out of the replica. Which, you know, it's not the best. So, I've encountered that before with Raven mags. They aren't the absolute pinnacle of magazines. However, it doesn't leak and it does do what you want it to do. So you get one of those in there as well. One issue that we'll get onto here about the magazine while we're talking about what's included is these magazines, while not specific to this replica, they will work in other G series replicas from WE or Nuprol, etc. and Armourer Works, and vice versa. The Armourer Works and Nuprol, Raven and WE mags will work in this. However, without the extended base plate, if it's just a standard G series 17 magazine, it can get stuck because of this flured magwell. So be aware of that when you're buying the mags. It might not drop free. My magwell is quite loose, so it will drop free. But some of them, there were issues where they don't drop free, and without the extended base plate, you can't grip the magazine to remove it from your pistol grip. So you get your magazine with 22 BBs. You also get a selection of back straps, as you do with a lot of G series pistols from Gen 4, I think it is, or Gen 3, onward for the 17s. And those back straps can be replaced to give you a better grip and have it more comfortable for your size of hand and how you want the pistol to handle. So you do get those back straps included. You also get a spur nozzle, a spur loading nozzle. You get that with the Raven series pistols as well. I'm not sure what the logic is of the spur nozzle. I have heard rumours that the spur nozzle is for CO2 and is a stronger nozzle. I've also heard rumours that the nozzles on these are weak and so they give you a spur one in case your nozzle breaks. Now, having said that, I have a Raven EU18C, which I did a review on this channel on, well, an introduction to, and I've had that for years, and that is still running strong. I have never had any problems with it, and I have never had to replace the nozzle on it, which is more than I can say for some of my other brand pistols when they're used in the field. So don't let the spur nozzle make you think that it's going to break down straight away. However, I have never used CO2 on my Raven pistol, and I think I'd possibly not use CO2 on this pistol, but we'll get into that in a moment as well. You also get 2 sets of iron sights if you decide to get one of these without, let's move this out of the way, shall we? If you decide to get one of these without the red dot sight, as I mentioned, you've got 2 different price ranges. If you get it without the red dot sight, it'll still have the mounting points, so you can mount one of these later if you want one. But if you buy one with the red dot sight, then obviously you get the red dot sight and you get the raised iron sights that are fibre optic. They're included. If you get the one without the red dot sight, you'll get 2 sets of iron sights. So you'll get these fibre optic ones that are raised up. The idea being that you can still use the irons should the red dot sight go down because they sit higher than you view through the red dot sight. But if you get one without that, you'll also get a standard set of lower profile irons and a tool to change them so that you can run it without the red dot and just have standard iron sights on there. But you do get these ones included as well in case you do put a red dot sight on it. So that's a nice touch as well. As well as that, you also get an O-ring set. Now, so people are going to say again, they're expecting your pistol or your magazine to develop a leak. That may very well be true. But let's be fair here, guys. Most of your gas blowback pistol mags at some point are going to develop a leak, especially if they get used a lot or if they get put in storage a lot. At some point, these are going to develop a leak, and very true, the same way your pistol can also develop leaks on O-rings. So they do give you a full O-ring set, which is nice. I think that's pretty good. That's included with the pistol. So that's what you get in the box for your 115 British pounds. But obviously, if you get one with the red dot sight like we've got here that you pay the 132 British pounds for, you also get this red dot sight included as well. It is a functional red dot sight. It is adjustable for windage and elevation. It's just I haven't got it switched on, and the reason for that is because I haven't got the battery in there at the moment. And the reason for that is because I haven't used it for a long time. It is a Nuprol red dot sight that's included. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure whether it's the best quality red sight I've ever seen in the world. I don't know if you can make that out on camera, guys, but you can see the gluing points where the red dot is glued on the front. It already looks like it's perishing on the seals there. I wouldn't say it's, you know, the pinnacle of sight engineering, but it certainly looks the part and it does work. So you know, it might not look the prettiest, but it does work. So that's what you get in the box. That's what you get for your money. Let's pop the mag in there. So the primary construction of this G series pistol, this Vorsk EU17, is just the same as any other G series pistol that you'll get. It's what they call full steel, and basically in the airsoft world all that means is if it's got metal on the firearm version, then it's got metal on the airsoft version. So it's, you know, it's an exact replica construction wise. For this particular Vorsk EU17, you get a machined slide. It is advertised as being a CNC'd slide, which is metal. Obviously, everything on here that would be metal on a firearm G series pistol or Glock is pretty much metal. Metal outer barrel, you get some metal internals, the mag well that's flured, which adds to your race inspired feeling. The flured mag well is metal, obviously your magazine's metal. The base plate, extended base plate for your mag is actually plastic. The trigger is actually plastic. The mag release is metal. The slide release is metal. So yeah, construction wise, everything needs to be metal, apart from maybe the trigger. I would have expected that to be metal. But everything that needs to be metal is metal. The grip, as you can probably see, is heavily stippled. You've got a Vorsk insignia on the grip here. Stippled along the sides, along the back strap, along the side again, along the front. You've also got stippling here on both sides. That's supposed to ease with grip. Now, I will be honest with you guys, it's got a good grip to it. As with any G series pistol, you know, it feels nice in the hand, very pointable. With the adjustable back straps, it's suitable for smaller or larger hands. As with all G series, you've got your rail underneath here, which you can attach torches, lasers, that type of thing. This also comes included, which I forgot to mention when I was saying what's included for your money. You also get a thread adapter as well, so you can fit 14mm counterclockwise thread, either moderators or flash hiders or tracer units, whatever you wanted to fit to it really. So that is a nice touch that they include that, and it also looks nice with the kind of extended barrel on there. Looks more race inspired. And that is just a cover, guys. That comes off on a reverse thread, so no problems there at all. You just wind that off, or you can unthread it from the barrel altogether, and you don't have to run it, but I'll leave it on there. But if you undo that cover, that reveals 14mm counterclockwise threads, so you can fit anything you want on there. If you want to go with a massive replica moderator, you can do that. Some of the other nicer touches of the race inspired version of these Nuprol pistols is that obviously the slide has got heavy serrations and cuts. It's also ported on the top so you can see your outer barrel through the slide. These cuts, they are nice. It does look good quality. I'm not sure. They do say it's CNC machined, so I will take their word on that it is CNC machined. It does look well finished. You can see on the ejection port, you've got Vorsk EU17, and you've also got it on your slide with serial numbers. So that's a nice marking. And as I say, on this side of the pistol, you've got a Vorsk marking on the actual polymer of the pistol grip. So we mentioned about the flured magwell. If you weren't aware already, a flured magwell is supposed to aid you when you're reloading magazines, to guide your magazine in there, make you a bit faster at your reloads. As with all G series, there isn't officially a lanyard strap, but there is a hole at the back there that you can fit a lanyard strap through, and that's normally what I do, so you're not going to lose it out your holster if it drops out in the field. You also get a safety on the front with all Airsoft replicas with the serial number on. You can push that to the rear. It'll put the pistol on a trigger lock, so you can't pull the trigger at all. But as with all G series, you do also have the trigger safety as well. So if you don't pull the trigger fully, it won't pull. You have to press the center section to get the trigger to pull. So that goes for any G series pistol, as we mentioned. You also get the flured magazine, one of, but again, like I say, anything will work in there. That has a trade on the bottom, if you can make that out, as Vorsk. That is included on there. Internals wise, they say that there are upgraded internals on this pistol, which we'll have a look at here. I know one of the things they have kept in there is that there is a 6.03mm inner barrel, which you class as a tight bore normally. They class it as a precision inner barrel, so I would take that as being an upgrade over a normal Raven or WEG series pistol, unless you're looking at one of their pre-upgraded versions. You do get a nice fluted outer barrel, which is these spiraled serrations here, so I do think they look nice. Some of the machining, it does look like it's machined, but some of the quality of the machine, if you can make it out there on the ejection port, it doesn't look like the best. So although it looks nice, it looks the part, guys, and I think for the money you pay for it, you're getting a lot for your money. You know, you're getting a lot of extra for the cash you're paying. However, there are compromises such as that we mentioned. Let's have a look at what it looks like with the internals. Just let me remove this slide. Okay, so that's your lower or your grip. Now, as you can see, it doesn't look like there's anything particularly upgraded in there over a Raven. Well, it doesn't to me anyway. I mean, it very well might be, but it certainly doesn't look to me any different. But again, I could be wrong. You know, they do say that it's pre-upgraded, but it does look very similar. So that's your lower. Now the slide is where a lot of the magic happens, obviously, on gas blowback pistols. As you can see, you've got your guide rod and spring there. It is an adjustable hop-up, as with all standard G series from WE that are TM compatible. Your adjustment wheel for the hop-up is there, guys, if you can make that up. So you do have to take the slide off to make an adjustment. The nozzle is blue in this Vorsk version, whereas normally they are black or orange in the Raven series of pistols. So that very well may be an upgrade, it may be a stronger nozzle, and it may very well be capable of taking CO2. Because these pistols are advertised as taking both green gas and CO2 magazines. Now I'll be honest, guys, I've never used the CO2 magazines. I always use green gas in these Nuprol based pistols. Primarily because I don't know, I've always found the multi-use pistols like the CZ Shadow 2, for example, from ASG. If you use green gas in that, it's very sluggish on the slide, but it does run really well on CO2. Whereas with this, it'll be very snappy on CO2 because it's reasonably snappy on green gas for the recoil and for firing. On CO2, I just think that might be a bit too aggressive for it. It's going to wear parts out. Again, like I say, guys, you'll hear a lot of bad press about the Vorsk pistols on forums, on social media. I'm still going to keep an open mind because of the experiences I've had with the Raven that I looked at. That's always worked fine for me. Obviously, it is cheaper. It doesn't feel as well made. Same with this. I've got an Armourer Works race inspired G series, and the Armourer Works feels much better quality than this, guys. The polymers feel better quality. The metals or alloys used feel much better quality. However, it's a much more expensive proposition for the Armourer Works pistol, whereas this one is much more affordable. So, like I say, guys, you get a lot for your money with one of these pistols. There are some obvious flaws that you may come to expect, slight errors in the machining, which, again, guys, if you look at the pistol, it's a good looking pistol. You really have to be picky and look close to pick up on those things. You know, it functions fine. It's a snappy recoil on it. You've got the option of both green gas and CO2. You're getting all the race features that seem to be quite popular with a lot of players at the moment. Got a lot of extras in there, such as your sight sets, your thread adapter, you know, all the 8 bits they've added on, spare nozzle, spare O-rings, the back straps, everything included that you'd want with a high-end pistol. But at an affordable price. And as I say, you get the tight bore inner barrel, upgraded internals as advertised, and a good shooter. So, you know, feels good in the hand. Like I say, I quite like it, guys, but I have not used it extensively in the field. I have shot with it quite a few times at targets, but not in the field. But if my Nuprol EU17 EU18 Raven is anything to go by, which is a more budget-friendly variant of their pistols, that's done me proud. It's never broke on me. I've used it many times in game. So I'll maybe get this out in the field at some point, guys, and try it out and give it a bit of abuse in an airsoft game and see if it stands up. But in the meantime, that's just an overview of the Vorsk EU17 solid slide. Please remember, guys, as well, if you are going to get one of these, there are literally loads of colours. You don't have to get it in the silver and black like I've got it in here. They do it in gold and black, all black, green, blue, pretty much every colour of the rainbow, guys. I'll put a link in the description as to where you can get one of these, and you'll just see how many colours there are. There are also different variants of the Vorsk EU17 race-inspired replicas as well. You get ones with cuts, aggressive cuts in the slide. So there are loads and loads of variants of this that you can get with or without red dot sights. Far too many for me to list here, but I will put a link in the description as to where they can supply these from, and you can have a look yourself. But there are loads of different colours, loads of different designs, so you can be quite individual with it if you want to be. And spurs, they're easy to get for them, and it will take WE spurs because I think a lot of them are based on a WE design. But as I say, guys, that is a quick look round. Well, maybe not that quick, but a chat about and an introduction to the Vorsk EU17 solid slide with red dot sight replica. Quite a mouthful. I hope you enjoyed having a look round this pistol. If you have any questions or if you've got any comments for me about airsoft in general or about this pistol, then do drop one of those comments below and I'll always respond. I'll always come back to a comment. Might not get back to you straight away, but I will always respond. And if you've been enjoying my series of videos, we upload normally on a Wednesday midweek with gameplay style videos, and here at the weekend we look at all things airsoft, introductions, kit reviews, unboxings, and everything in between, a bit of tech. Then if you're not subscribed already, then do get subscribed to the channel. That way you won't miss any of my future uploads. And if you want any more content from myself, you can find Rock Bottom Airsoft on Facebook and Instagram, and there's photos, pictures and things like that of stuff I'm up to on there. So if that sounds like a cup of tea, go and check that out. But apart from that, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.